What's going on, everyone? Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, this is just the Starbucks GX460 build, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back to the channel. Today's video, it will just be a simple, basic setup on how to fit 33s on stock suspension, whether you have air or the non-air suspension, rear coil springs in the back. It's just two things that you need to do. Trim the side step, side skirt, rock slider, whatever you'd like to call it, and a body mount chop. And I'll show you exactly what I have in order to fit these. So first part of the video, I'll just be reviewing the stance of the wheels and tires and the setup of them as well. So let's go to this. I have Method Wheels 703s with the bead grip technology, and the tire I have Falken Wildpeaks all-terrains that are E rated. I don't know if that matters to some people, but that's the setup that I have. And the specs of the tire is a 285/70/17, and the spec of the wheel is a 17/8.5 with a 0 offset. And let me just show you the stance. Let me just go from the back. So this is all the way to the fender, and the poke is not that crazy. And I'll show you from here too, from this side. It really is somewhat flush. It just pokes a little bit, and I really like the look of it. I didn't want them to stick so far out. Some people are running like -45. Didn't really want to do that. This is a perfect stance for my application and what I'll be using in day-to-day use. And, you know, little off-roading here and there, but that will be in the future. And then I'll show you from the front as well. Let me get that fender zoomed in a little bit. I'll probably go back for you guys in the back to zoom in a little bit. And then here is from the side. Again, it's not really that pokey. Let me get you that back real quick. Once more, zoomed in. So that's essentially how it's looking. I just had the wide angle lens on there. So that's how it looks. I really love the beefy, meaty look on this thing, and it changes it substantially with the ride quality, obviously because of the bigger sidewall. But this just absolutely looks great, and it's going to do what I need it to do. So now on to part 2 on what you really need to do in order to fit these on stock suspension. It's only one thing, and that one thing will be right there, that body mount chop. As you can see here, I'll go underneath right now and show you how it looks right there. So this greatly pushes back where that body mount tab was. My friend at 4 Low Fab, Brandon, great guy, he had already in-house tabs because he works on all these cars all the time. So he had in-house, and he welded those in there, and it greatly helps you out. Without this body mount chop, you won't be able to fit the 285s. Some people have fit 265/70s in there, but again, it's going to be tight. You still will be rubbing. But again, it's always good just to do the body mount chop, because no matter what, it's going to help you in basically everything that you're going to do to your GX. The next thing is going to be right here, which is the side step. So with this side step, I just used a box cutter, and it cut through this plastic like butter, and I cut out a lot because, as you can see here with this tab, let me see if I can zoom in. So with this tab right here, this is where that the side step extends all the way out to. So you need to cut all of that off. As you can see here, that's what you need to cut off in order to fit these. Big ol' tires so they don't rub that much. You're primarily going to be focusing on all the trimming in the front, because in the rear, I'll show you right now, there's going to be no issues here. There's going to be no problems. It clears a mud flap in the back if you still have them. A lot of people remove them. I still have mine. I like the look of it, and it's functional. But as you can see, there's room on each side of the wheel and tire. So the only other thing that you need to do, and you don't even need to trim the front wheel well. I didn't even trim the rear wheel well as well. I just pushed it back on that little tab, and it's held up quite fine. But all you would need to do with this front wheel well is I removed the mud flap. You didn't need to. I just did it because it kind of looked wonky from the front, and I'll show you. It was just kind of super tucked up there, and it looked really, really weird. So I just did it for personal preference. You guys can keep it on, you don't need to do it, but I just pushed it forward and reused the stock hardware and drilled a new hole in this wheel well, and there has been no rubbing or scrubbing, and I just removed these two bolts right here. There's one on the bottom and there's one on the side, and I just use a zip tie. You can remove these. I just chose to keep it because it still keeps the bumper integrity on there, and again, didn't want to lose that. And as promised, here's with my wheel turned, and this is now why you could see you need the body mount chop. It would be hitting it already if it wasn't this far pushed back, and I'll get it from below as well. So it creates a lot of space and room for any types of rubbing. So there's going to be none of that happening now. And of course, you can see here all that wide cut. And right here, sometimes people bend this in, but I'll be going over that right now. So for bending that metal tab, I think it's all user-based application. If you're going off-road, I say go for it. If you're more of a Starbucks connoisseur, such as myself, I say you don't really need to do it. And again, I do want to take this thing off-road. I will make a video about that in the future to see if you do need to bend it, and if you still have the stock suspension, bend that little tab or not. And I'll report my findings in a later video. Won't be anytime soon, as I just need to find the time to do that. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If there are any unanswered questions, hit me up on my Instagram and I'll definitely help you out to the best of my abilities. Still new to the platform, but I'm learning a lot and absolutely love this thing. And for all my E91 people with my station wagon, it's still in my heart. It's still at the shop. We found a lot of movement, and there will be hopefully a video soon about my station wagon. So stay tuned for that. And I apologize for the long wait. Stay safe out there. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. I'm a YouTuber. Just got to say it. It's rule of thumb. It will just greatly help out my channel.